What are you most afraid of? Airplanes, fires, roller coasters, spiders? These are all normal fears and things that could be prevalent in your daily life. Usually, though, as you get older, these fears start to diminish and seem like silly things we were just afraid of when we were younger. We'll laugh about these phobias and regret not going on that monster roller coaster you saw on your family trip a few years ago. Well, what if I told you that something 10 times scarier is going on, in close proximity to you, and you don't even know it? During this speech, I'll not be talking about your silly fears, but instead, the real, deathly, illegal action of human trafficking going on right across the river from you in Omaha, Nebraska. I'll be saying what human trafficking is, how it is prevalent in Omaha, and how to stay safe from its disturbing effects. But first, let's set the scene. You're a young woman dating a seemingly normal guy who you trusted enough to be alone with. He starts to become violent with you and locks you inside the apartment that you share together. He takes away your phone, cutting all contact off you had with your family and friends and the outside world. You have no money and nowhere to get help. He forces you into labor and sex work. You don't know when your life will become back to normal. This is a true story from a woman who goes by the name of Susanna, who escaped her human trafficking abuser. While this may seem harsh and disturbing to you, this is the reality that 49.5 million people in the United States have faced. According to bluecampaign.org, human trafficking is the use of force, fraud, or coercion in exchange for labor and sex work. Human trafficking uses tactics like manipulation, relationships, and violence. Anyone can be human trafficked. Over 70% of all human trafficking victims are female, compared to the 30% that are male. The majority of these females are aged in between 9 and 23, while the majority of trafficked males in the United States are aged at 8 years old. Usually, the people human trafficked come from low-income households and have lower educations. This is because the less stable you are, the more likely you are to be involved in dangerous situations. When you're human trafficked, women usually become human trafficked by their romantic counterparts, while men usually be human trafficked by one of their friends. However, random strangers have the highest percentage of trafficking you than any other category. Once human trafficked, you are controlled by a number of different things. Women are more likely to be controlled by being restrained. This includes being tied or held down, while men are more likely to be controlled by being told false promises. For example, a man could be told that he would get good pay for good work, only to be trafficked into free labor. Human trafficking is a serious and dangerous issue, and this danger is close to home. Omaha, only being about 15 to 20 minutes from where you are right now, has one of the highest numbers in the United States for human trafficking, according to FBI.gov. This is because all of the interstates that go through or around Omaha and all the events that Omaha hosts. If you look on the map behind me, Omaha has interstates 680, 80, and 29 going through or right beside it. This creates a hotspot for human trafficking transportation. Recruiters and abusers can pick up and relocate victims in a matter of hours into neighboring states. This makes human trafficking easy and recruiters less likely to get caught. Another reason that Omaha has high numbers in human trafficking is because of all the events that it hosts. The CWS is an example of a light-hearted, fun activity that can have an unknown dark side to it. Naturally, when you bring a large group of people together, more human trafficking occurs. The CWS also has large numbers in human trafficking because of all the tourists that come. Many people from all around the U.S. come to watch the CWS. Tourists are huge targets for human traffickers because they're oblivious to what's around them. If you're in a new area, research it beforehand, and that can help you stay safe from unwanted attacks. There are many resources and organizations to stay safe from human trafficking, but mainly it starts with you. Being alert and aware is the number one tip I can give you from staying safe from human trafficking. Second, according to Harvard Business Review, trusting your gut is another way of staying safe. Third, keeping your social media presence private and not oversharing can help traffickers know nothing about you. Traffickers use social media to find their victims' whereabouts beforehand. Lastly, Omaha has many organizations and resources such as NHTTF, Nebraska Human Trafficking Task Force, which helps prevent human trafficking, but also helps victims recover from the abuse that they had. During this speech, I went over what human trafficking is, how it is prevalent in Omaha, and how to stay safe from its disturbing effects. Now, I don't want you to be scared of human trafficking, just alert and aware. Now, stick to your fears of fires, roller coasters, airplanes, and spiders.